Howdy y'all, you got the Bulldog on the channel. I dropped this tank out and I just wanted to show you why it is so difficult pricing a job without taking it apart. And of course, after you take it apart, it doesn't move, it doesn't run, you can't do anything with it. So let's just jump right into it. This is this fuel pump that I was looking at yesterday. Now of course you see two electrical plugs, 3 ports. But look at the rust. Now this is a plastic tank. It's not gonna rust. But this piece right here, that is the lock that's part of the fuel tank. It's metal. This is the lock that holds the fuel pump down. Locking ring is what they call it. This slips in underneath these tabs, and it is going to be stuck so bad. We figure we're going to need this part here. I don't know for sure. The problem, from what I saw, this here is the pressure line. This is a vent line. Look at this. I don't know. It was leaking around the base of this. Look at all that rust. This is all rust. There's a big old spot down there. There it is. That is where it was leaking. I just poked a hole in it with a blunt pick. That's fuel pressure. I think. No, that's the return line. No, it's not the return line. That's a vent. What in the world? That's a big leak. It might be leaking over here somewhere, too. Look at all that rust. Now here, when somebody asks, they'll see a line like this, and it goes up to the fuel filter, and they'll say, well, can you just put a filter on it? And I cringe. The reason I cringe is because watch all that rust. I'm moving this around, trying to get a fuel filter off, something like that. And as I move this around, all this rust starts to pop loose all over the place. And the result is not good usually, because I'm not moving this much, but you can see how much I'm moving down below. I'm not going to jack around all that much because I don't want all this junk falling down in the tank. I'll blow it all off, I'll tap on it, and I'll blow it all off, and I'll tap on it, and I'll blow it all off, and I'll tap on it. And then I'll start hitting it, trying to get this locking ring twisted loose. And hopefully where the steel bonds to the plastic is good. It's still holding. So when I disturb everything, hopefully it still holds after that. That's what really has me worried. Something to factor in, and it's questions that you probably ought to ask if you're a customer when you're pricing jobs. Whenever you hear big ranges in the price, this guy wants $200, this guy wants $1,000. Well, is it going to be $1,000? If he says, yep, he's pricing everything into the job and he's making it no matter what. If He says, well, I'm pricing like I'm going to need everything. Sometimes you do. There's sometimes on certain jobs, you don't even think about it. You don't reuse stuff because it's going to fail. It's going to fail no matter what. You know it because past experience has told you. And you don't give anybody false hope by saying, well, we'll see. No, no. You fix it. You know, it might be a lot of money, but it fails later and you just got to spend more money later on anyway. Do you really save money if this guy charges you $400, puts on half what you need, and then you have to come back along next time and do $600 whenever another guy was going to do it for 5.5 and do everything? But it doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm the one doing the work. You know, I understand that people have a hard time making ends meet and coming up with cash to do this stuff. But I also don't see how those same people can make a car payment. You know, when your car payment's $200, $250, $300 a month, and you still have to work on it. You still have to put brakes on it. You still have to do oil changes. You still got to do maintenance on top of it. You know, that's why I drive junk. I might have to work on them twice as much, but when I work on them, it costs half as much. You know, because they're older. You know, is it worth it? Well, it depends on what you're going to do with it. If you want to resell it, no, it's not worth it. If you want to drive it, yeah. It's almost always worth it if you're going to drive it. And what do you do with your car? Well, if your answer is to drive it, fix it. 9 times out of 10, the cheapest car you will ever own is the one you already have. It's paid for. Spend, an engine for that's going to cost $3,000. Yeah. How much is another car going to cost? Well, I can buy another one for $4,000, $5,000. Okay. When will it need a motor? When will it need a transmission? When will it need brakes all the way around? It adds up. Just some thoughts. This is the kind of thing that the rust monster is big, and that's the ones that I tell people, if you're going to get rid of it, now is the time. Because there's not a whole lot of fixing this. There's just replacing it. As long as your frame is solid, then most of the time it's worth fixing. But, you know, a lot of these cars don't even have a frame anymore, so. That's what I always look at. Is the car sound? Yes or no? If it's sound, fix it. That Pontiac Vibe that we have sitting out there, the customer brought the title for it to pay for the work we did to it. Is it worth a motor? Yeah. Are we going to put a motor in it? Sell it? No. Now, if it was one of ours, yes. If we knew somebody that wanted it, yes. But it's a $1,500 vehicle after the motor, and it's going to cost more than that to put a motor in it. Even a used one, yes. So it's just not worth it to us. You don't buy vehicles, fix them, and sell them to make money. You can't do that. They're never worth it not to get a resale out of it. So we just don't do it. We didn't want it, but I can cut the catalytic converter off of it, pull the battery, pull the wheels and tires, crush the rest, and make back what I put in it. It's a shame. It's a nice car. But that's how it works. Like, comment, subscribe, hit your little bell notification, share it all around. We'll talk to you later.